All right, thank you for staying with us. It's still Sports Tonight, and I have asked my special guest, the president of Ifeanyiuba FC, Dr. Patrick Ifeanyiuba, is here with us on Sports Tonight. And I was talking to you about the Federation Cup final on Sunday. I want to ask, because a lot of people are interested, in 2 years of running this club, what has happened? What has been the challenges for you? Return on investment, if any, and what have you been able to cope with to get your club to where it is today?
Well, I think it's an opportunity many people don't see. We have out of 20 clubs in Nigeria, we have
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, we have only 4 privately owned clubs, and among the 4, we seem to be the only one doing well presently now. And we have to do everything possible to at least encourage people to come up and then look at the opportunities that private investors stand to gain from football business. So for me, it's business, and at the same time, it adds to it adds value to unemployment, and then also it's one business I know that people have not really seen the benefit that surrounds it. So for me, taking football to the next level. You remember the story of Pogba, who was just $1 million, was sold for less than $1 million
by Manchester United to Juventus,
and after 4 years, he was also he was bought back by the same club for close to $90 million. So, you know, things are happening in the world, and these are the same people like Nigerians, 170 million people. We can't produce, so we're in the business of producing footballers so that we can send them to the world. We're opening our windows to the world, and then making good contacts internationally, putting up our brand outside there, and then we hope to tap into. Maybe we're lucky. We may have Pogba maybe in the next 2-3 years.
Producing superstars for Nigeria. But does it scare you? Does it scare you that those who have owned clubs in the past in Nigeria couldn't sustain it on the long term? The clubs eventually went down. Abiola Babes, private clubs, Leventis United, Udoji, Jasper, all those clubs, some of them from Anambra, where you are based right now. Does it scare you that those ones were not really there on the long term? Are you in this for the long term? You think you can make this on the long term?
Yeah, I don't think they really planned. Maybe sometimes I believe it's just because of the fun of it. But this is business for me. Like I said, if you watch all the people that own football club in the past, they didn't invest in infrastructures that can outlive them. You know, for me, having building a 34-seater stadium.
34,000.
Yeah, 34,000-seater stadium, building a game village, building academy, football academy, opening up a relationship with international football clubs, best West Ham, other ones coming. We are negotiating with a club in Portugal, in Spain, in France, in Germany, and then these are before the next first half of next year. We hope to at least open 2 or 3 more partners outside there. So we are going to groom a lot of talents from our states, from Nigeria, and then we will push them outside there, you know, and then give some of these players today you see today, Onazi, some of them, all the Nigerian stars coming up, they didn't really come out from Nigerian clubs, some of them, you know, and then today they came from academy, you know, straight to, you know, so many of our players. So it's not just that you must play in Nigeria and establish yourself. From academy, we can loan you. You know, if you have this business acumen that you can negotiate with a club and say, okay, have this player, you know, I loan this player to you for free for 2 years, and I can sustain this player's salary. After 2 years, if you find that the player has something that we've seen before sending him there, you come and negotiate with us. So I believe we have a lot of talents in Nigeria, but we don't really, you know how to go about, you know, maximizing our potential, if I can put it in business slang. So for me, I'm so happy and I'm involved in this business, and we're doing well. We can you have South Africans, you know what they are doing today. You know, so many good clubs coming out of South Africa. privately owned clubs. You know, quite unfortunate this year, MFM, Ikorodu United, and Giwa did not really do participated as anticipated. But I believe next year, so many other clubs are coming up. You know, and all from the private owned side. So we hope to have a very strong competition next year. And you know, competition brings about the best in every business. You know, and in every man. That's my take on it.
What's your relationship with West Ham? Because that's also been in the news. What's the arrangement with between Ifeanyi Ubah and West Ham, and how does it benefit the kid? We saw pictures of the kids in Anambra. You said you want every family to have a football. How does this link to the benefit of the kid, the small boy somewhere in Anambra and Nnewi in
well, we invested money in West Ham. We are the one, we invested money in West Ham for so many other things. We have multi-interest, you know, the academy, training our players, coming in here, having scouts. We are sending about 8 of our players to West Ham now. And after our Challenge Cup,
the Federation Cup final,
and then we are also we are going to West Ham with so many of our supporters, about 71 supporters, to watch Arsenal match December 4.
Okay.
You know, so and then so many things happening, so many things. It's quite a lot of portfolios in what we are doing with West Ham. And then we can also see our elite sponsor, Capital Oil, being advertised in West Ham scoreboards, you know, a panel boards, and then you know, interview boards, you know, things like that. We are having our company, our football, you know, every home match journal of West Ham in their website, understanding that it's a brand coming out of Nigeria. And if you watch the pitch panel, it's Capital Oil Nigeria Limited, you know, is there, you know, showcasing that Nigeria is also, you know, participating. You know, our company is coming up in the Premier. Over 20-30 million viewers that watch the Premier League can have access to understand what we are doing.